Traily, is the endgame any good? I gotta say, I am pretty impressed with the endgame. Like, I was kind of hoping that, like, my issues with Monoliths is about these, like, long-term, in-depth endgame systems, more so than actually just, like, Monoliths not being enjoyable. And in part, I still disagree with the whole, like, objective-based gaming, you know? Where I'm just, like, running past mobs in every map to get to whatever, to finish the objective, to pump up my thing. But, yeah, now that they've actually added endgame systems, those endgame systems interact with a bunch of different bosses and whatnot, which is what I wanted, which is what I thought is probably going to make it good. Yeah, it's quite nice. It's a little bit of a cluster, I gotta say. I mean, there's a lot happening. You know, you've got the two main factions, you've got a bunch of endgame factions, then within those endgame factions, you have a bunch of different systems. All of those systems are like some form of endgame crafting that intertwines and interacts with each other. It's a lot to take in. But at the same time, I mean, I gotta say, I mean, I really didn't think that these systems came together nicely before. They seemed kind of besides each other, and crafting was just so good that it wasn't really an issue. But this woven thing really ties things nicely together. It really does seem like they pinpointed a lot of the issues with their... Or not even issues, because to be honest, like, I don't feel like Last Epoch really had issues with its endgame itemization. But it's all about, like, giving the player more agency and more enjoyment in clicking the buttons. Which is kind of like the opposite of the PoE mentality. And so when I say, like, these systems come together to fix problems, it's more so about, like, they improve an already pretty good system. So I am... It was a little bit overwhelming at first, but, you know, I'm understanding it more and more, and I'm learning more and more, and obviously I'm learning, like, 2 leagues worth of content in one thing, kind of 3, when you include COF, because I played MG when the game launched. And yeah, I mean, it's really doing things for me, I gotta say. It's really doing things well. I mean, in a way, you know, what Last Epoch does is what I've always wanted for PoE. In terms of its crafting, in terms of its endgame systems and whatnot. And PoE, I think, still does a better job at endgame systems. And I think Last Epoch kind of runs the risk of... Because all these new systems, in a way, solve issues of the old system. Again, it's not really solving issues, but it's like working on and improving. I do fear like maybe eventually it's gonna get a little bit cluttered compared to PoE, where as much as they're not willing to delete like game mechanics and shit, they are willing to entirely rework their endgame systems, which I think that was one of the things that really felt bad about Last Epoch for the longest time, because Monoliths were just boring, you know? But now with all these systems, I guess Monoliths being boring is like not a problem, because it's fun through all these other means. And so yeah, it is pretty much everything that I've ever wanted. I've always said that Last Epoch has the best crafting system out of any RPG. And now they're having these endgame systems that I've always wanted for the game too, because of how well PoE does those. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say, the game's good. After the initial like hurdle of like, holy shit, all of this stuff all at once is melting my brain. I mean, you have to pair that up with the fact that I'm like, you know, sort of participating in a race, right? Like I'm trying to push and whatnot. I'm trying to do it my way, you know, but I'm trying hard. I'm trying to race, I'm trying to learn all these systems, and I'm trying to not die while doing content that I've never done before. And all of it just happens to be bossy content that's like killing everybody too. So, you know, A big part of the sensory overload is self-inflicted. So I think if you were to like soak in all these systems over a bunch of days, if you like watched a bunch of guides, if you watch some streamers do it, and you know, maybe explain it along the way sometimes, I think it would come a lot more naturally. And yeah, without that initial battle, yeah, this shit is just solid. I mean, yeah, it's just solid.